Hello, and welcome to Guidance for a Better Life. My guest today is Kathy Sandman, a friend of mine and an author, and she's going to share a story when she was young. She was raised with her sisters in a single-parent home, and back in the 70s, it was unusual for the father to be the primary caregiver. And it's a beautiful story, but the interesting part is after she shares a bit about her childhood, what God did for her to comfort her after her dad passed. It's really beautiful, and I think many of you can relate to this story, and I hope you'll stick around. Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
It is good to be back.
Yes, it is.
This is a neat story. I think before we get into the part after your dad passed where God did something special for you as a gift of love, tell us just a little bit about your childhood, because back in the 70s, you share in your stories, being raised, you and your two sisters, you were raised mostly by your dad, a single parent. And tell us a little bit about your dad, because you really, really love him.
I loved him.
And he sounds like a really special man.
He's a very special man, and I felt a special bond with him throughout our life together. So I've got a special bond of love.
In your story, it was so cute reading your story. Vacations.
Yes, together. He took we three girls together on vacations, and we'd sing,
Dad and three
make
girls.
up silly songs and
playing games. You were saying
in the car,
backseat,
and just had a wonderful time together. He was a very special man. He had a great sense of humor and just loved us so much. He worked a full-time job, and he would come home and take a nap on the sofa, and then go out a couple nights a week and work part-time.
He taught body shop.
He taught auto body repair.
repair.
He did the actual work for years when he was younger,
Okay.
and then later on, for 20 years in his later life.
In your story, you said he took extra work, and he was working very hard to provide for the three girls, you and your sisters.
Exactly.
And I guess your mom was pretty much out of the picture at this time. So he was your focus, him and your two sisters.
Yes, he was.
So
Quite an inspiration, and
he was a great dad.
He was a great dad. He was the best.
He was the best.
He was the best.
One of the neatest parts of this story, and I hope you share, I wasn't going to ask you this, but what's another minute interview? Tell us about the red shoes.
Okay.
Red shoes. I don't have any red shoes, but if you're anybody out there that you like red shoes, this story is special. This would be a bonus. No extra charge.
Thank you.
Because it seemed like, I can relate somewhat. I'm not into red shoes, but you really, really wanted this pair. How old were you when you wanted this pair of red shoes?
I was about 15 years old.
Okay.
And as a family, the three girls and Dad went window shopping at a shopping center.
And
and we came across a shoe store, and there were these red shoes, and they just caught my eye.
Angels singing and lights, and it was really special to you.
Special to me, and I looked at them, and I said how much I liked them, and Dad could tell I really, really, really wanted those shoes, and he said, "Well, I'm really sorry."
Really.
I mean, really wanted them. There was a school dance coming up, and I thought those would be perfect for the school dance.
But he just could not afford them.
He said he was really sorry. He said, "I'm so sorry, I just can't afford to buy you those shoes."
Okay, well, that's the end of the red shoe story.
No, there's more.
There's more.
There's more.
Okay.
I was a little disappointed, but I understood.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't upset.
He worked hard, he provided, but some things he just couldn't buy.
Couldn't afford, and that was fine.
So you're a very understanding daughter.
Yes.
Okay.
I was. Thank you. So a couple days later, we're at home, and Dad came and got me, and he said, I'd like to show you something. Come into the living room. And I went to the living room, and there was a box on the sofa, and it had my name on it. And I opened up the box, and there were the red shoes that I had wanted so badly that he said he didn't think he could afford. So I was very emotional at that age, even, and cried tears of joy and gratitude, which made him cry as well, because he could see the joy that I felt and experienced.
That's such a beautiful story, and it shows how much he loved you. And he worked hard, and even if it was beyond what was rational to spend, raising three daughters, he found a way.
He found a way, yes. blessing.
Very good.
Yes, thank you. Those
Thanks for
red
sharing
shoes were
that.
always special
I almost
to me.
wasn't going to ask that, but that
Yeah.
part really touched me.
Mhm.
Now, God found a way. Also, your dad found a way to do something special for you because your dad loved you.
Mhm.
I'm wondering if there's a parallel here. God found a way to do something special for you because he loves you.
Yes, he did.
And would you share that? Later, what happened? Your dad passed. Could you share that briefly? And back in 2005,
Mhm. He was,
over a period of a year or so, how did that go?
his health was steadily declining. He wasn't able to do the work and be as active as he was when he was
Okay.
younger, and he eventually passed away near Christmas time.
That was his favorite holiday.
That was his
you
favorite
said.
holiday, yes.
And he'd wear one red sock and one green
And
sock.
one, yes, one red sock. It was his
Okay.
trademark, and we'd come looking for those socks every year to make sure he had those on. So it was it's special, bittersweet that he died at his favorite holiday, just
Okay.
2 days before that.
2 days
So
before.
2 days before the holiday,
Okay.
Christmas. He died December 23rd.
So, being raised by him and he was a special dad, took good care of you and your sisters.
Mhm.
Christmas time and his connection with Christmas and all that. I assume he had a lot of feelings and emotions and maybe hurt and sadness. How were you feeling? Was it difficult
It was
for you?
very difficult, very painful for me. I cried very hard after he passed away, and just felt very, very sad and very upset at his passing.
Okay.
So,
Now, in time, there's a happy part of this.
mhm.
In time, within a certain period of time, how did God then do something special for you? Kind of like the red shoes from your dad.
Mhm.
God did something special for you, and that was what?
He blessed me with a dream about my dad,
A very real.
a very real dream. I
Real.
know it was him. I know the dream is real, and it blessed me and comforted me. And I know that it helped heal my heart, my aching heart, and
Yeah.
it helped heal me to see him alive, dancing around, smiling at me, kicking his feet up. He was back to his old healthy person and energetic, and it was comforting
He was
to me
okay.
and reassuring that he was okay.
And he still loved you?
Yes.
You still loved
still
him?
loved him.
That love
Changed.
continues. It doesn't go away.
Mhm.
Even when the body goes away, that person's soul goes on. God gives them a new body,
Mhm.
a good, healthy body.
Mhm.
But the love, that continues. It really does. Could you feel it?
I could actually feel the love. I could feel the love for him that I have for him, and his love for me.
And in your story, it was really neat. You had several experiences different, but the first one, he was dancing, and I think you related in your story, which was in Visit Loved Ones in Heaven,
Mhm.
chapter 28, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You felt he was okay because he was so happy.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't up sitting on a cloud moping. He was starting a new experience in a new reality, but he was okay. He was healthy and happy. And I think he expressed seemed like full of joy.
Full of joy. He was kicking his feet up and kind of dancing. So he was very happy.
So did that help you not worry about how he's doing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Very comforted and reassured that he's fine and
He's
he's
fine.
happy and healthy. And
And that made you feel fine.
yes, it did.
Okay.
Yes, it made me feel very happy.
And then later you've had other dreams. You had another
Mhm.
dream. Was it a year or so later after that?
It was about a year later, I believe, that I
Okay.
dreamed of him, and he looked like himself, and he was a bit younger, in his 30s maybe.
Maybe his prime?
The prime of his life.
Yeah.
And his hair was jet black like it usually was, and he was either getting into an automobile or he was getting ready to work on an automobile, which was very special because that's what he did as a professional. Professionally, he taught auto body repair for years after he actually did the work. And
It's almost like if that's the love of his, autos, that God in the other worlds let him have something to do with autos.
yeah, yes,
That's
to
kinda
make him
cool.
happy. It's a
So
gift of
he's-
love to him as well to be able to do that.
So,
Yes.
so why would do you believe God gave you these experiences? Do you believe that's where these came from?
Yes, I know. That
You
to
don't
be
believe
true.
that just your imagination wanting to see him so bad
No,
that
it's
you just kind of thought it up?
I know it was a gift of love from
Gift
God.
of love from God.
He knew my heart was hurting, and so he gave me dreams to make me joyful and to bring me joy and healing and reassurance
Did
and
it
love.
do some healing for you?
Absolutely did.
It did.
Absolutely. I felt almost devastated when he first passed away. So these dreams, these
Okay.
dreams were healing and reassuring and brought me comfort and peace.
You think
to know
God
it's-
knew that you needed some help?
Yes, I know he did. He knows me. He loves me personally, so he knows
does.
that's what I needed.
He loves each of us personally.
He does.
Is there
I'm
anything
very
else you'd like to
grateful.
add?
I do have one thing that I thought, this is so amazing. Just 2 years ago, I had another dream with my father.
Oh, that's outside
It's
the story.
not in the
Okay,
book.
cool.
And this was right around Father's Day. And the first two dreams, there wasn't like a lot of personal interaction between my dad and me. In the dreams,
You saw him, but you didn't really interact much.
didn't interact. With this dream, I saw him. We were in a building, and I saw him, and I said, "Dad," and he looked at me and smiled, and I went up and hugged him. We hugged each other. It was amazing. After all these years, it was a beautiful.
Is there any
gift.
doubt when a loved one passes, is there any doubt in your mind or heart that the love does not, in other words, are you sure the love continues?
I'm sure that it does. On
Just
both
like you
parts.
still love.
Mhm.
Do you believe now from your experience that the love of the one that departed, your father in this case, and you shared another one of your dog, do you feel the love they have for you is still in their hearts?
Yes, I know it is. I can feel it.
That can be very comforting for people to know, because we love them when they leave most of the time. We miss them, but they love us. They
Yes,
still love us.
they
They
still
still
love
know us. Do you really feel that God is capable, when he wants to comfort us as a gift of love and grace, that he can truly bring, that was really your daddy brought together to spend time with?
That was really my dad.
It was really-
him all those times, the dreams. I know it was real. I know it.
Well, thank you very much.
You're
And I
welcome.
think I
Thank
keep
you.
think of the red shoes, how special that was. Your dad didn't have to do that.
Right. Yeah.
God didn't have to do this.
Right.
I kind of think of this as like God giving you the red shoes, something special to comfort you.
Oh, thank you.
I
for
see a
that.
parallel there.
What a gift.
As
Thank
above,
you.
so below, maybe.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Kathy.
You're
Thanks for
welcome.
making the
Thank
drive today.
You're welcome. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
And folks, God truly loves each of us, each of you, and he can do that. If you have a very vivid dream with a loved one that's departed, if you deny it and assume it's totally your imagination, that's okay, but then you don't receive the gift. And like Kathy, if you at least consider or pray on it and ask, is it real? And if you believe it's real and you feel it's real and you leave with healing, then by definition, if you're healed or you feel better, by definition, there's something real to it. And one of the reasons we share these shows is if you consider that these dreams are real, which they are, and you consider they're gifts of love from God, then you can more fully accept the blessing. And I hope that's what this show can do for you. So I hope this show blessed you today, and thank you for watching.